The group with the responsibility to deal with the challenge of kidnap is the police force. With a manpower of just about 500,000 officers to police over 170 million Nigerians, there's been the call for increase in their number as well as a change in the structure of operation.
The states already shoulder most of the responsibility. The only thing is that we have responsibility, but we don't have the control. The CP reports to Abuja, whereas for almost everything he does, we pay. We take the bill. So it depends on the way you look at it. It depends on the way you look at it. To me, state police is here with us. Because if all the governors, let me give you this instance, if all the governors sit down and decide not to support Nigerian police in just 4 weeks, the whole thing will collapse. Essentially, it is the states that are funding the police. Take out wages. I just told that. I just told you said about that. Federal government, yes, wages, emoluments, but everything, the vehicles, the fuel in their vehicles, the assets that they carry, the ammunitions, we better subsidize them.
The Commissioner of Police should be responsible to the state governor. It should be answerable to the state governor because the state governor is supposed to be the chief law officer of the state. He is the CEO, he's in charge. It's not a situation whereby he doesn't have any powers. He can't even talk to, to the Commissioner of Police other than out of courtesy or out of respect.
There's, however, been several arguments against this school of thought. Some have said that the state policing structure will allow abuse of the system and may create the burden of paying salaries to the states. In spite of where the control of the police lies, the force is asking for partnership for a strong community police.
And you are talking in terms of the new global initiative of neighborhood policing, in terms of United Nations standard, which we are adopting. And this has led to, we are talking to people. We launch so many initiatives. Even we infiltrate into other, like a vigilante group, like the Hunters Association, like even traditional medicine healers, spiritual healers. They really key into this aspect of strategy of community policing. And we share intelligence, information with the various sectors and aspects of the society. And in doing that, people have understood to a large extent. I'm not telling you that there will never be a percentage that don't partake in crime, but we have achieved a lot in that. We have like the Eminent Persons Forum. We have so many outfits out there. We are recently launching Safe Schools Initiative. That is aimed at capturing the various management and other stakeholders across our training institutions, right, from the tertiary to the higher institutions, to see how people will understand what is happening in their environment.
The police have the capacity and the capability to actually handle this case of kidnapping. The Inspector of Police have a very special team, that is intelligence response team, with all the technical state-of-the-art equipment that can actually get this job done. Working in consonance with our anti-kidnapping unit in both commands and at this zonal headquarters. The public should endeavor to believe in their own police. It is their own police. They need to have confidence. They need to build partnership.
Even without control of the police force, state governments are working within their purview to discourage criminal acts. In Lagos State, the government has signed the anti-kidnapping bill into law.
Now have is a law that will punish the perpetrator, the actual actors, those that collaborate, aid and abet, those who see it being perpetrated and do nothing about it, also punishing and confiscating properties that are attached to that heinous crime of kidnapping. So it is all encompassing, and we are sure that the dragnet to punish those who engage in this act are further, the dragnet is further stretched to catch more people.
According to the governor, AKINWUNMI, who signed the bill into law at a special ceremony, the move has become imperative.
In recent times, kidnapping has become a major threat to the safety of citizens and therefore required decisive action by the government. This law imposes a penalty of life imprisonment for kidnapping for ransom. The law stipulates that where a victim dies in the course of a kidnap, the suspect is liable on conviction to death. Security is of utmost importance to our administration, and we're confident that this law will serve as a deterrent to anybody who may desire to engage in this wicked act within the boundaries of Lagos State. Our justice system will be required to execute this law to the letter and make sure that any criminal caught faces the full wrath of the law. While we use this law to address the challenge of kidnapping and punish the criminals, we're also putting in place appropriate measures, particularly in our schools and other vulnerable targets.
Individuals also have their role in dealing with this security situation.
A housemaid. You have a driver that you don't know his background or her background. It's dangerous. You have a immigrant that you don't know where he comes from. It's dangerous. So those who are going to be the pointers are people that you believe they're part of your family. Okay? But most of them are dangerous. So the last time when I was CP, I said, look, before you engage most of these people, why can't you let the police know? We can check their background free of charge for whosoever approaches us. That, look, I want you to engage this driver. Can you help me check his background? Then we have a lot of conduct background checks. I have this individual, a female, I want to employ her as housemaid or house help. Please check her out for us. The DPOs have the capability to do that, not even the Commissioner of Police. So they just walk into the division that is nearest to their house and take this individual to the police, and we're going to do all the needful. And if that person, if that individual is good enough, say, Madam, sir, it's good, you are good to go. But one is that all his data would have been captured. And that one is enough, you know, kind of, how would I put it, it's enough check.
While schools, which seems to have unfortunately become targets, are advised to become more conscious.
You know, the issue about kidnapping is that there must be a pointer. And instances you observe that even your driver could be a pointer in a kidnapping scenario. This particular incident at Turkish, college, it was one of the staff of the school was involved, and another person that worked with the same community was involved. So they actually sold this dummy to these criminals that reside around this creek, and they worked together, gave them all the things that they need to do, how they need to strike, and it was done. But luckily, we were able to intercept all their communications. While they were talking, we have the capability to intercept what they were talking, what their plans are, and we worked along until we picked that individual among those people that were talking to within the school. Hierarchy.
The schools must have CCTVs, okay? They must have CCTVs. They must have control rooms where these CCTVs are monitored. It's not just putting CCTVs there, because for all you care, they could just mount cameras there that are not working. They should be working real time, such that at intervals, or if there's an incident, not even an incident, you can just go back there and play back and see what has happened. And of course, schools must have perimeter fencing, good fencing.
So it's a call for more security consciousness to all Nigerians, cooperation with security agencies, and accelerated efforts to increase employment opportunities in the country from the government. And to all individuals with criminal intentions, please desist, because the consequences are negative and will affect you and yours. That's it on this episode of the program. I'm Amy Thompson.